When we discovered how to stop selling, but talk to people about what they want,
Right.
our sales went through the roof.
Yes.
Right? Because you can't sell something to somebody who don't want to buy it.
Mhm.
But you can educate somebody about a solution to their problem, and they can say, all right, so how do I get that? Me?
What's up, y'all? Listen, have you ever wondered how is it that these people are actually selling? They're having $20,000 launch days. They're having six-figure months. That's because they mastered the way to be able to sell.
Absolutely, 100%. Exactly everything that Felicia just said. I couldn't have said it better.
Right.
So in this video, what we're going to be talking about is the science of selling. Now, I know there's a book out there by Wallace D. Wattles called The Science of Getting Rich.
Right.
But we're going to be talking about the science of selling. We've been selling for a very long time, right? I know you started your first job in sales. I think it was a phone company.
My first job?
Was it a telemarketing company you worked at?
Man, I worked in a lot of sales jobs.
Right?
A whole bunch of sales rep, bill collection, all that stuff.
Well, let's backtrack to see, because I've always thought about this, how long we've been selling.
Right.
Right. And recently we were in a network marketing company.
Right.
And we were selling education.
Correct.
Right. We were doing trading information, Forex, crypto. Then we were selling e-commerce. Right. Selling online. And then we were selling life insurance. Yeah. Right. And then we were selling supplements. Yes. And then you were selling hair care products. Correct. Then I was selling personal training services. And then I was at Applebee's for over 10 years where I was selling beer, wine, food, desserts. And I got my job at Applebee's when I was like 22. Okay. And I'm 37 now. So that's over 15 years of selling. Man, I think for me too. For you too? Yeah. There's different industries, but still selling. Different industries, right? Yeah. Still selling, right? If I were to ask you, what's the number one characteristic that you're going to need to be able to make it in the selling world, what would you say that is? You need grit. Grit? Yeah, you need to not stop. You know, not stop. The way that the successful people do it is they don't stop. They don't stop. You know, they don't just quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. Master the skill. It's a skill. You know, it's a skill. Like when I went to school for nursing, it was a skill. I had to practice putting a colostomy bag on, and when I first did it, it was hard. But why is it that, you know, like you just said, selling is a skill? Why is it that selling or sales have like a bad quotation to it? Like whenever people talk about sales, you know, I love going on social media because I love the comments. Right. And somebody had posted a video about their sales training, and I went in the comments and somebody said, "You sound like a salesman, a used car salesman, right, or a greasy salesman." Why do people have like a bad association with sales when all of the entire world is sales? I think it's because, you know, they just don't like being sold to. Okay. You know, so it's just think about it. Like if I go, okay, so we live in a house, right? And we know who comes in and out of the house. So when the doorbell rings, it's either Jehovah's Witness or it's either somebody coming to sell us something. Roofing or whatever. Right. Something. And it's not that we don't like being sold to, because it feels like something is coming out of us so that we can give you something that will benefit you and not benefit us. So is it more of people when they sell to other people, they inconvenience them? Is it kind of like a little bit of it? Because it's psychological. You're making dinner, and right, the doorbell rings, right, and somebody's like, "Hey, it won't take long," and you're like, "Hey, I know you're trying to sell me something. Like, I'm eating dinner. I know you're trying to sell me something. Right? You know you're trying to sell." So it's the psychology of it. And let me tell you something. If you're not selling something, then most likely you work in a 9 to 5. So let's really talk about this because I've studied a lot of sales and a lot of different people. Right. And I know there's a lot of mindsets that go into sale. And one of the mindsets that I heard that you're either a seller or a buyer.
Correct.
And we're all buyers.
Yes.
Because we're all buying something.
Right.
Right. But we're also sellers too.
Yes.
We may not be selling a physical product, but we have to sell our kids on why you should go to school. We have to sell our kids on why they should brush their teeth. Sometimes you got to sell your partner on why they should give you some. Right. Sometimes you got to go to the restaurant and you got to negotiate why you make your face like that. You got to sell your partner to marry me. Right. When you get down on one knee and say, hey, will you marry me? That's selling yourself, isn't it?
Here's the thing. Nobody looks at those things as selling. You study sales, so you know the psychology behind selling. That right there, those things that you mentioned do not have a monetary value attached to it.
Okay.
So when there's a monetary value attached to it, which means I talk to you about this and you buy this from me for this amount, it makes people trip up. They're like, you trying to sell me something.
So, okay. So I like where this is going. So let's do this. What would you say is the general definition for selling? And like, if we had a Google,
let's Google it, right?
What's the general? I think that's where we need to start, because you just said selling is not necessarily
Google
something monetary, because I believe babies are selling you when they're like, wah, wah.
What is, yeah, but that's because you studied sales. So you understand you're talking about the psychology of selling.
So what's the plain definition?
But let's go back to Damo and Applebee's, right?
I was selling ribs. I was selling beer.
Right.
I was selling chicken.
Why?
I was selling myself to get a tip.
Why? For monetary gains.
True.
Right?
I wanted to get a nice tip. I wanted to have a big check average when I was in a restaurant. So, so what's the definition of selling?
So sales is the process of exchanging products or services for money, or the activities involved in selling a product or service.
So you're basically the activity of exchanging a product or service for money.
For money.
Okay. So if that's sales and somebody has a business right now and they're not good at selling.
Right.
Is it that they are, is it like, what is it? I mean, there could be a couple of things.
It's psychology. They feel that it's an inconvenience for them to sell. You have a business. Your business offers a product or a service that's supposed to help somebody, right? So what it is you don't understand the psychology of your business, because if you was wholeheartedly like, I know this is going to help somebody, I know this is going to change somebody's life, it's easy for you to go and sell.
That's true.
You understand? So you can't open a pizza shop and you got the worst pizza.
Right.
And then think that you're going to sell that pizza.
Right. And that's basically what advertisement is. Advertisement is people paying for promotions and shout out, because in the long run, they're trying to sell their product.
Correct.
But they're selling you a product to, I would say, better your life in some situations.
And it's basically based off of people pain points. And pain points could be so many different things. Like, right now we live in Georgia, so we're from New York, and we like the way that we like Brooklyn pizza.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So now so now if we go to a pizza shop, we're looking for that Brooklyn style pizza, right?
The connection to your past.
The connection. So my pain point is, I want that Brooklyn style pizza. Can you deliver me that type of pizza? And they probably have crust filled with cheese. They probably got deep dish, and that's not the pizza that I'm looking for. But if somebody came to me and said, yo, there's a pizza shop down the street and they got like that Brooklyn style pizza, I'm going to be like, oh, that's my pain point. I need my pain point fulfilled. So I'm going to go down the street instead of going right here.
I love that example, because, you touched on a couple of things there without even saying it. And one of the 3 skills that Felicia mentioned before that you need to master so you can generate unlimited income is marketing, branding, and sales.
Yes.
Right? We speak about marketing a lot. We speak about branding a lot. But this video, we're specifically talking about sales, right? So we said this video is about the science of selling. So we want to give you guys a couple tips and a couple steps or a couple ingredients that you're going to need to complete this process, right?
And let me add to that the reason that we decided to do this video today is because a lot of people have coaching services, consulting business, they're doing one-on-ones, etc. And so our recent client that we were able to sit down with, we were able to show her a selling strategy, okay? Now they're selling and then they're selling strategy.
Yeah.
So there's different ways to sell.
Right.
So we showed her a selling strategy that she would be able to just keep doing over and over and over again. Yeah. And just to give you a little bit about this client was able to use the strategy that we gave her. And on the day of her launch, she was able to generate $20,000.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't want to say that it's not normal, because normal compared to who,
yeah.
But she was shocked. She was like $20,000 in one day.
Like 2 hours.
In like 2 hours, right? Yeah. And we're about to share with you how she was able to make or generate that $20,000 on her launch day. It's because of the strategy that we gave her. So we're going to share that with you really soon.
Yeah, and what's cool about it is this strategy, in a way, also gets rolled over into a blueprint.
Yes.
Because it's repeatable. Mm-hmm. Just like the sun goes up and the sun goes down, mm-hmm. It's repeatable. So we're going to give you guys the ingredients in it. And like I said, like there's so many out there. Find something that works for you. Right. This strategy specifically works for people who want to go from a position of selling one-to-one to selling one-to-many.
So if you're burnt out and you're like, man, I have these calls and some people show up on these calls, but they're not buying from me. There's no conversion. Yeah. Or you're like, something, I'm selling, I'm getting sales, but like, it takes me a whole month. Sorry, y'all. It takes me a whole month for me to make this type of income. Yeah. So we're going to show you how to be able, and what's so interesting about this is people pay thousands of dollars to teach this. Yeah. And it's like, it's one of those things that's hard to Google. Yeah. But they exist because you get caught in them and you don't even know.
You get caught in that web every day.
You get caught in them.
If you don't know, you don't know.
You don't know, right?
Yeah. So, this is also the strategy that we used when we were in network marketing, mm-hmm. When we used to go to kitchen table appointments, mm-hmm. and we used to do presentations over the table, mm-hmm. kneecap to kneecap, belly to belly. Right. So a lot of it was from that. And then we also combined it with the online space. So this mm-hmm. works well for anybody who's on a live stream, if you're on a webinar, if you're also even on stage. If mm-hmm. you have to do a stage PowerPoint, this works well for you too. Right. And the great thing about this is, like Felicia said, this is for anybody who would be a coach, consultant, you got a product, you got a service, mm-hmm. or you got a business where you just want to sell a lot, right. to a large amount of people in a short amount of time. Correct. So, like I said, this is called the science of selling, right? The science of selling. So there's a couple ingredients that you do need, and I call these the first three ingredients you need in this recipe. Mm-hmm. The first three ingredients you need when you're selling is when you get into doing your presentation, right? When you get into, whether it's a live stream or it's a webinar or it's a presentation, at the top end of that, you definitely want to tell people who this is for. Right. Right. So whether it's a presentation or a PowerPoint, mm-hmm. at the top of it, you want to put who this is for. This is for moms who are overworked and burnt out. Mm-hmm. This is for coaches who have a product that they're not selling. This is for people who are tired of selling one-to-one and they want to learn how to sell one-to-many. This is for you. And let me give you an idea of what exactly is one-to-many. Compared to you selling like one person to one person, having that conversation to one person, what you do is you create an environment where a lot of people want to know what you're going to sell. And then when you create that environment, that hype, that buzz around what it is that you're selling, you put everybody in that one environment and you share what he's about to tell you to everyone, to everybody at one time. So that's what it means when you're selling one to many. Yeah, it's like a launch. So ingredient number one, who this is for, right? You definitely want to find a way to let people know that they're in the right environment, they're in the right room, and they're in the right place. Mm-hmm. And by telling people who this is for, you're also disqualifying who it's not for. Right. Right. So now the people who know it's for them, they're going to stick around. Mm-hmm. Another thing that you can do here is let them know what you will get. Hey, over the next 90 minutes, I'm going to share with you guys how to XYZ, mm-hmm. so that you can XYZ, right? I'm going to show you guys how to lose weight without going to the gym 7 days a week. Mm-hmm. I'm going to show you guys how to cook and prepare your meals without cooking 7 days a week. I'm going to show you guys how to generate money online without burning yourself out, posting 7 times a day, right? You let them know what you're going to get. And then the third thing you're going to need in the top three is then you're going to introduce yourself and tell your story. And when it comes to telling your story, you want to talk about who you are, what you were doing way back, what was the aha moment that you had that gave you this epiphany, and where you are now, and then what's your vision with what you have going on.
Right.
So, for example, that would look like, we're the entrepreneur couple, Dominique and Felicia, and we come from a sales background, but we were in network marketing. And being in network marketing, we had to go on kitchen table appointments, we had to go prospecting, and we had to leave our kids at home. And we were burnt out, we were tired, and we said there got to be a better way to make money. And then that's when we discovered online businesses. That's when we discovered digital marketing. That's when we discovered social media marketing. And then we dove right in head first. And the pandemic happened. And right in the middle of the pandemic, we discovered digital products. And that's when we figured out that you can take intellectual knowledge, which is intellectual property, and you could turn it into a digital product, which is a real property, and you could sell it and you can make money while you sleep.
And let me just add to that. So, my husband, he likes to use big terms, right?
I mean, like, those wasn't big terms.
I like to look intellectual property. Listen, what he's trying to say is you take your skills, your talents, what you're good at, and turn it into a digital product or a physical product that you end up selling to the masses.
If you know how to cook, that's knowledge.
Right.
That's intellectual.
Right.
Put it in a cookbook.
Correct.
And then selling that cookbook allows you to make money while you sleep.
Correct.
So that was the aha moment that we had.
Correct. Because we had a lot of knowledge, coming from a nursing background, coming from a sales background, coming from different network marketing companies, from owning our own business, which was a brick and mortar store. We've learned a lot. And it's challenging to just give people everything. We wish that we can take our brains and put it on people, but we can't. So when we learned about digital products and we learned about being able to market your digital product online, from courses to ebooks to guides to templates, etc., we was excited because we were like, man, we could go create a whole bunch of ebooks and share it to people who have the problems that we had, and now we become a solution to their problem.
So I love Felicia. Felicia break it down so simple.
I like layman's term, okay? Talk to me. Simple, no, you did. You said it real simple, but you said it real simple in a bookie way, So
bookies on there.
I'm for the regular people out here.
Right. So now you got the top three. You got your who this is for, what you get, and you have your story.
Right.
Now this ties into what the presentation is, right? So the presentation has a title. So the title could be the top three secrets for you to sell one to many. The top three secrets for you to make money online.
How about this? From home. How about if we actually use a scenario? For example, I have a hair care line.
You have a hair care line. Okay.
So let's do it based off of me.
So if I was using a hair care line, this goes into secret number 4 and number 5. The reason why I didn't give you the title of the presentation is because secret number 4 and 5 is going to help you with the title. Secret number 4, number 4 and number 5 is in the presentation, you're going to talk about 3 mistakes that they make, right? 3 mistakes that the product is for, they make. And with the mistakes, you're going to complement it with the solutions, which is 3 secrets.
Okay, so let's do it with me. This is
for example, hair care line. So let's say you have a hair care line for kids with natural kinky hair.
Correct. I do. I mean, I have 4 girls.
4 girls. So basically, your presentation will be called the 3 biggest mistakes moms make when trying to take care of their daughters here who have 4C type hair. Okay. Or the 3 biggest mistakes moms make that cause them to damage their daughters hair.
Okay. Is that so? That's the title.
So and how to avoid it.
And how to avoid it.
Right. So a lot of times people, the psychology here is if you tell somebody I have all the answers, they may not believe you right off the back.
I agree with that.
So if you say, hey, don't go that way, because if you say, hey, come, let me show you how to make $10,000. Right. You're like,
who are you?
Sounds fishy.
Right.
But if I say to you, hey, there are 10 mistakes that people make online that cause them to stay stuck and stagnant and don't make any money, and there's a high probability that you're making 2 of them, let me show you how to avoid it so you can make money. You might be a little bit more like,
I want to listen to that.
You know,
I want to listen to that.
What
mistake is that? Let me find out if I'm part of those 2.
Let me find out, because psychologically we're only thinking about ourselves, which is called WIIFM. WIIFM. What's in it for me?
Okay.
Right? What's in it for me? So even though what's in it for you is how to, so I could basically tell you how to have healthy hair for your kids, right? But it's like everybody's giving me the how to.
Right.
But if I said avoid these 3 mistakes when taking care of your children's hair, you're like, 3 mistakes when taking care of my daughter's hair.
I've been taking care of their hair. What mistakes is that?
Am I making? Right. So now your antennas are like, okay, I don't want to make those mistakes.
Right.
So you're more receptive of the information.
Okay.
Now, once I give you the 3 mistakes, now you're like, okay, aha, those mistakes make sense.
Correct.
Once I give you the mistake, we now go into step number 5, which is the solution. Here's the solution to the mistakes.
Okay.
So if the 3 mistakes are you're using chemical shampoo, you don't grease their scalp, or you're not using the right brush.
Right.
Right? Those are the 3 mistakes.
Right.
So now I need to give you a solution. What's a better shampoo? What's a better way to grease their scalp? What's a better type of brush to use?
Right.
So now I'm giving you educational and informational knowledge around the mistakes. So I'm not selling you a product.
Right.
I'm giving you information around the mistakes to avoid, and then a secret solution of this is what you do instead.
Okay.
That now puts you in a position of authority. It puts you in a position where you now have credibility. And it puts you in a position where you now have trust, because the person is now like, okay, they gave me some gems, and they also gave me some solutions and tips. I'm open.
Correct.
Right?
I'm open.
I'm open. Yeah. So now we go into step number 6, which is introduce your offer. I was making those same mistakes, and then when I discovered this solution and I started to apply it to my daughter's hair, a lot of people were asking me, hey, what are you doing to get your daughter's hair so long? What are you doing to get your daughter's hair so healthy? What are you doing to have your kids look so, like, their hairstyle is beautiful? Like, what are you doing?
Right.
Boom, you got 1 compliment, 2 compliments, 3 compliments. And you're like, hey, all I did was change the shampoo. All I did was change the hairbrush. All I did was do regular moisturizing treatment. Now they go try it, right? They now go try it, and now they get testimonials, and they're using it. So what you're doing is you're telling people the mistakes you made. You're telling them the solutions that you implemented, and they can go try it. It's basically a proven model, right? It's a proven business model, because you're moving from a place of, this is the pain I was in. This is what I did to fix it. And it's the same thing for you.
And this is the solution.
It's a solution. And it's the same thing for, let's say, for digital products. Hey, I worked at a job. I felt overwhelmed and I was burnt out. I was tired and I only made money when I went to work. The problem is, if I called out sick, I wasn't making any money. So what I did was I made a mistake. I went and got a second job. Bad idea. What I did was I went and did Amazon Flex. Bad idea, because I was still trading time. And then Amazon would try to shut down my account when I was late. I was also doing Amazon Flex. Bad idea, because I was up there driving up and down in the rain. Bad idea. Then I discovered, wait, I could make $100 a day from selling a digital product, or for writing an ebook, or for creating a course. Better yet, I could make $100 a day for reselling MRR products that I don't have to make. Right? Do you see the aha moment? Do you see the pain? I was struggling with money.
Right.
The mistake I made. I did Amazon Flex. I did Amazon something. I did Uber. I did DoorDash. I did Lyft. Those are the mistakes. But I realized I was still trading time. Then I learned that I can go buy an MRR digital course, and I can sell that, or a PLR course. I could sell that, and I can make the same amount of money. It was like an aha moment.
Right.
This led me to realize that more people needed my help. So I started, or I founded the Academy. Right. For us, we founded Online Business Society.
Right.
For you, you may say, that's when I realized more moms had daughters that needed a solution to help them take care of their daughters here. So that's when I wrote this ebook called Healthy Hair for Beautiful Girls.
Love it.
Right? So that's now
that's a business idea, y'all.
Healthy Hair for Beautiful Girls. Okay. Right? So now you introduce your product. So if you have a coaching community, that's when I found ABC Coaching Community because people kept asking me, how am I doing it? How am I doing it? How am I doing it? And I had to introduce an offer and bring my offer to the table, which is step number 6. Okay. Now, when you're introducing your offer, the great thing about introducing your offer is don't just give them your offer alone, right? Put some bonuses with it, which is number 7. What are things that you can offer to your clients or your customers to sweeten the deal? So if you could give them a book, if you could give them a PDF, if you could give them a roadmap, if you can give them a cheat sheet, guys, everybody upstairs. Everybody back upstairs, please. If you can give them a cheat sheet, if you can give them a template, if you can give them a one-on-one, those are all bonuses that sweeten the deal. Right. Right. Once we now have the bonuses that sweeten the deal, we now go into number 8, which is stack the offer together, right? Which is stack everything together. Hey, so when you order my product, you're going to get A, B, C, and you're also going to get these bonuses, D, E, F. You're going to get all of this today when you place your order. So now somebody looks at it and be like, oh, I'm going to get all of this and I'm only going to pay this much. Right. So you're making the value this big. Go back upstairs. Hi. You're making the value this big. Upstairs. And the price is this small. Guys, our daughters are in the background. They just woke up. Right. So the value is this big, which is these are all the products you get. Plus the bonuses is this big, and the price that you're going to pay is this small, right? And from there, you could go to step number 9, which is give them a guarantee. Hey, when you order my product, I have a risk-free guarantee that if you don't like it in 30 days, I'll refund it. Or, hey, I have satisfaction guaranteed. Or we stand by our product so much that we'll show you how to use it, right? This is now where you're implementing a guarantee to decrease the risk. And step number 11 is a call to action. Hey, go ahead and get the offer. Click the link below, or I'm going to drop the link. Go to my website, put in your information with a deadline and an urgency. Right? People like deadlines and they like urgency. Hey, for the next 15 minutes, I'm giving 10 people 30% off. For the next 3 days, offer ends in the next 3 days. Or hey, I only have 100 available. So once the 100 is gone, everything is sold out, right? So I know I kind of went through that pretty quick, but we'll make sure we'll leave a PDF of this in the description. Right?
But let's just review, right? Know who it's for. The second thing is what you get, and the third thing is your story. Yeah, okay,
very important.
Very important. So that's like the basics of it. Everything else that we mentioned, we're definitely going to leave a PDF for you. And if you want the PDF, let us know. Let us know where's the PDF.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of going to break it down into more detail. But what's cool about this is, like Felicia said, this is the exact same strategy and formula that we give to all of our clients. Yeah. And the most recent client we gave her this and she did 20K in a day. But not only that, she did over 100,000 in less than 90 days. Yeah. And she was just doing this presentation
over and over again.
Every Sunday. Every Sunday. It was like money making Sundays.
Right. What ends up happening is you end up, so here's the thing. We went to an event. And once you can master, and the lady at the event said, once you can master your one message and be able to tell that message over and over on a whole bunch of different platforms, you got something going. Yeah. So that's the whole point. The whole point is to master your one message and be able to share that one message over and over again to different people. Yeah. And that's how they get wealthy. Think about it. You know, McDonald's mastered their branding. Yeah. You know, if you see that M, which is red, and that gold, you know, like, oh, that's the McDonald's that's over there. Okay. I don't know what their slogan is, but
I'm loving it.
I'm loving it. You understand? So they mastered a message, and based off of that message, they share that message to the world through their branding, through their commercials, but it's that one message that they mastered, that they shared over and over. And over time, as you continue to do this, It just takes form in you. It's like you're able to spit it out verbatim, like boom, 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 no matter who it is that you're talking to.
You understand the components.
You understand the components. And this is for business in general. In general, if you go to a pitch contest, if you go to an event and somebody's asking you, hey, what is it that you do? If you have mastered that formula that we gave you, man, you in the money.
Yeah. Finish them off. So you're at number 3 or 4.
Oh no, we're gonna leave a PDF if you want. we ain't going over it. Okay. Rewind, okay? Because just rewind, and if you want the PDF, listen, we have the PDF. Just tap in and let us know where's the PDF at.
I will say this. I gave a bunch of ingredients on here, and if you go on maybe live, like if you go on TikTok live or Instagram live or YouTube live, or you go on a webinar presentation or a masterclass, they're using the same formula. Right. The ingredients may not be in the same order, but it's the same formula. You're going to hear them tell you who this is for. You're going to hear them tell you what you're going to get. You're going to hear them tell their story, where they were, where they are now, and where they're planning to go. You're going to hear their big aha moment. This is when life changed for me. You're going to hear them give you 3 tips, 3 strategies, 3 methods, 3 something, and they're going to give you some information. And then they're going to introduce their offer. And they're going to introduce their offer and say, hey, this offer is $10,000 worth of value.
Right.
But today, you're not going to get it for $10,000. I'm going to give it to you for $1,900.
Right.
But I'm not going to give it to you for $1,900 because you're on this live stream. So I'm going to give it to you guys for, somebody drop in the comments, cheap.
Right.
I'm going to give it to you guys for $197.
Right.
But I'm going to give it to you for $197, and I'm going to include all of these bonuses, and these bonuses are worth over $5,000. So you're getting basically $15,000 worth of value for only $197. But for the first 10 people that take action, I'm going to take $97 off, so you only get it for $100.
Look at this master seller right here, okay? And here's the secret sauce, right? This is the secret sauce.
That's literally how it goes.
The same pain points that you're talking about, if you have the solution to those pain points, that is your offer, and that's what they buy from you. So, for example, Dominique was talking about the fact that, I don't use chemicals. I make sure to use stuff that moisturize the hair, and I make sure to use this to use a specific type of brush. If you got the product that don't have the chemical, if you got the product that's moisturizing the hair, and then you also have the brush that you use, you just answered the 3 problems that the person had, and you're letting them know, I got you. I got everything that you need so that you can be able to do your kids' hair and be happy with the results. That's what people want. People want to know that you understand them, that you know the pain point that they're going through, and then after you share your story and you share how this is going to help them, they are now able to make the informed decision to be like, I need this. Let me go grab it. And they pulling out their cards real quick.
It's one of those things where when we discovered how to stop selling but talk to people about what they want, our sales went through the roof. Right? Because you can't sell something to somebody who don't want to buy. Right? You can't sell to somebody who does not want to buy. But you can educate somebody about a solution to their problem, and they can say, all right, so how do I get that?
That is the gem, y'all.
How do I get that?
If y'all didn't hear anything,
easy.
That is the gem.
It makes selling easy. You don't got to twist your arm. You don't got to. I'm talking about people pulling out their wallet and asking you how much.
Please
and do it. And the secret to that is talk about what people want. And the way you talk about what they want is asking them questions, right? Ask them, hey, so what are you dealing with? What are you struggling with? What problems is this causing you? How is this affecting you from reaching to your goal? Like, how soon would you like this solved? Hey, if I came up with a solution that did X, Y, Z, and it didn't really cost you a lot of money, would you be open to that? And sometimes the money don't even matter.
Right.
Because the pain and the problems you're dealing with hurt so much that the money they're going to spend on it.
To relieve that pain, they're like, just take it. Just take it. Just think about it. If you had the cure for cancer, You know, no matter how much money that person didn't have, they would go find it because they are so in pain. They don't want to live this life with that disease. And so I will go and pay whatever I have to pay to get my life back. Cancer was a little bit too intense, but you understand what I'm saying.
I mean, think about the house you live in. You paid $500,000, $600,000, $1 million for the house that you're living in right now, right? You bought $1 million purchase. Now, you didn't buy it lump sum in cash, but you signed up to give away 30 years of work to pay for the house you live in. The car you drive, $50,000, right? You signed up to say, I'm going to give away $50,000 for a piece of metal. Why? Because you want the convenience, you want the luxury, and you don't want to be on that bus.
Or train.
Or train, right?
Or bike.
Or bike. Or foot. Right? So people pay for what it is that they want. When you go to a restaurant, right, and you order food, you pay for what you want. Right? So this right here are the ingredients we call the science of selling. And, you know, that was the blueprint that we gave you. So like Felicia said, if you want to get access to this full blueprint, just comment the word blueprint below.
No, ask us where's the blueprint at.
But it's going to be a YouTube video. So
where the blueprint at?
So I'm going to respond to all of those comments. Yep. Listen, we're going to put a description below that shows you where to get the blueprint. And I think we may even just put this together in a template where you could just plug and use. Right, I think the PDF, we might just drop the PDF because I already have the PDF on the board. I could just take a picture of that and drop that. But if you want a template where you can plug and use or plug and play and just drop your information and then go, I'm gonna send that to you because I know there's a couple more components to it.
Let us know if you want that because we can create that template for you that you could be able to use over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, there's a couple more components to it, like as far as how many images you put, what colors you put, what text you put, how you put the pricing, how you put the wording. So we could kind of really, we don't have that, but we could kind of put that together for you guys.
The kids are breaking stuff upstairs.
But guys, our kids are upstairs. So look, they're selling us right now to get off of this live stream.
Okay.
And that's what I mean by everything.
I don't know what fell, but it sounded like it broke.
Yeah, everything fell. So once again, guys, if you got something from this video, remember to like and subscribe to the channel. We are the entrepreneur couple. My beautiful wife, Felicia. Needs to say my handsome husband.
My handsome husband, Dominique.
What?
Because, you know, I was thinking, you know, I was in my head, I was going to say my handsome Jamaican husband.
Oh, that's fine. You can say that. You can say that. So we are the entrepreneur couple, guys. That's the entrepreneur couple. It's the entrepreneur couple, the one and only the entrepreneur couple. Make sure you check out the next video right here that's coming up. Super cool video on digital marketing, what it is, and how to capitalize in the digital marketing industry. So with that being said, guys, the set has just been breached. And we have 1, 2,
come say hi to the peoples.
So with that being said, guys, we're going to wrap this up. Until next time, we do a release every Thursday on our YouTube channel. With that being said, guys, peace. And we out of here.
Say peace, y'all. Say peace.
Thanks for watching. And remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.
Looking for more tips on how to build your purpose-driven business? Be sure to check out our Money Making Secrets playlist at the top right-hand corner of the screen.
Or you can check out our most recent uploaded video right below.
Enjoy. See you soon.